people like John and myself secure ancestral halls for the summer, a colonial mansion, a hereditary estate, I would say a haunted house, and reach the height of romantic felicity. But that would be asking too much of fate. Still, I will proudly declare that there is something queer about it. Else, why should it be let so cheaply, and why it stood so long untenanted? John laughs me, of course, but one expects that in marriage. John is a physician. My brother is also a physician and also of high standing, so I take phosphates or phosphites, whichever it is, and tonics, and journeys, and air, and exercise, and am absolutely forbidden to work until I am well again. Personally, I disagree with their ideas. Personally, I believe that congenial work with excitement and change would do me good, but what is one to do? I did write for a while in spite of them, but it does exhaust me a good deal, having to be so sly about it, or else met with heavy opposition. There is something strange about this house. I can feel it. I even said so to John one moonlit evening. But he said what I felt was a draft and shut the window. He is very careful and loving, and hardly lets me stir without special direction. He said we came here solely on my account, that I was to have perfect rest and all the air I could get. So we took the nursery at the top of the house. It is a big, airy room with windows that look all ways and air and sunshine galore. It was nursery first, and then playground and gymnasium, I should judge, for the windows are barred for little children, and there are rings and things in the walls. The painted paper looks as if a boys' school had used it. It is stripped off, the paper, in great patches all around the head of my bed. Just about as far as I can reach. That's weird. And in a great place on the other side of the room low down. I never saw a worse paper in my life. The color is repellent, almost revolting, a smoldering, unclean yellow, strangely faded by the slow-turning sunlight. There comes John, and I must put this away. He hates to have me write a word. I wish I could get well faster, but I must not think about that. This paper looks to me as if it knew what a vicious influence it had. There's a recurrent spot where the pattern looks like a broken neck, and two bulbous eyes stare at you upside down. I get positively angry with the impertinence of it, and the everlastingness. Up and down and sideways they crawl, and those absurd, unblinking eyes are everywhere. The wallpaper, as I said before, is like a woman, stooping down and creeping about behind that pattern. It is so hard to talk with John about my case because he is so wise and because he loves me so. But I tried it last night. It was moonlight. The moon shines in all around just as the sun does. I hate to see it sometimes. It creeps so slowly and always comes in by one window or another. John was asleep and I hated to waken him, so I kept still and watched the moonlight on that undulating wallpaper till I felt creepy. The faint figure behind seemed to shake the pattern, just as if she wanted to get out. I got up softly and went to feel and see if the paper did move, and when I came back, John was awake. "What is it, little girl?" he said. "Don't go walking about like that. You'll get cold." I thought it was a good time to talk. So I told him that I really was not gaining here, and that I wished he would take me away. "Can you not trust me as a physician?" So, of course, I said no more on that score, and we went to sleep before long. He thought I was asleep first, but I wasn't. I lay there for hours trying to decide whether that front pattern and the back pattern really did move together or separately. Life is very much more exciting now than it used to be. You see, I have something more to expect, to look forward to watch. I really do eat better, and I'm more quiet than I was. John is so pleased to see me improve. He laughed a little the other day and said I seem to be flourishing in spite of my wallpaper. I turned it off with a laugh. I had no intention of telling him it was because of the wallpaper. He would make fun of me. He might even want to take me away. I don't want to leave now until I have found it out. There is a week more, and I think that will be enough. I really have discovered something at last. Through watching so much at night, when it changes so, I have finally found out the front pattern does move, and no wonder. The woman behind shakes it. She throws it up fast, and her curling shakes it all over. Then in the very bright spots, she keeps still. And in the very shady spots, she just makes all the bars and shakes them hard. I think that woman gets out in the daytime. And I'll tell you why. Privately, I've seen her. I can see her out of every one of my windows. It's the same woman I know, for she is always creeping, and most women do not creep by daylight. It must be very humiliating to be caught creeping by daylight. I always lock the door when I creep by daylight. I can't do it at night, but I know John would suspect something at once. And John is so queer now that I don't want to irritate him. I wish he would take another room. Besides, I don't want anybody to get that woman out at night but myself. As soon as it was moonlight, and that poor thing began to crawl and shake the pattern, I got up and ran to help her. I pulled and she shook. I shook and she pulled. And before morning we had peeled off yards of that paper. A strip about as high as my head and half around the room. And then when the sun came and that awful pattern began to laugh at me, I declared I would finish it today. have anybody come in till John comes. I want to astonish him. But I forgot I could not reach far without anything to